Hello.
Good afternoon, BookTube.
Welcome
To our channel.
Today we're reviewing The Bone Houses. There's one up there.
Are you a fan of this book?
I am a fan of this book.
You are a fan of this book?
I am a fan.
Speaking of my fan, you should turn it off so that it doesn't make noise. I hope that's better for you guys because it's really hot in here and, you know.
We're wearing hoodies.
Yeah.
I don't plan to take off. I don't plan to take off. Let's start with the characters. Main character, her name is Rin.
That it is. The second point of view character's name is Ellis, and he
is a man.
Indeed. Those are the two point of view characters, but then there's like Rin's older brother, Rin's younger sister, the goat. I stand the goat, honestly.
The
best part about this book.
Good character.
Yeah.
They're nice characters, but they all fall under very like basic archetypes. Yeah, you know, Rin's the I'm emo but don't call me emo one,
and Ellis is like the typical like nice guy archetype. The big brother Gareth.
If being a big brother was a personality trait, that'd be
his
his only one.
That and he's good at math.
What big brother isn't good at math?
Neither of us have big brother.
Okay.
Anyways, and then the little sister, Saradwin, she was like the I'm adorable but I'll cut you stereotype.
I kind of felt like, you know, I liked her more than the other characters. Like, in regards to, like, basicness, she reminded me of Prim from the Hunger Games. Because she had to go, she made cheese, and she would bake, and she loved her big sister.
She was like the stereotype that Prim was based off of. The goat, however, was immaculate, spectacular, the flavor.
The flavor is immaculate.
Well, I don't think the flavor was too good because it was
rotten meat. Ew. Speaking of the goat being dead, I really liked how Lloyd-Jones used the goat as a time-telling device on how if it was night and if the monsters were the bone houses were gonna come out and if they were gonna be attacking them because they'd know, oh, the goat's here, that means that we need to be on our toes.
See, I didn't catch that. To me, it was just like, yeah, he's there vibing, you know? That's all I got from the goat. But now that you mentioned it, I was like,
yeah. Goat for president 2021. I can't vote, but you can, so
I'll be voting for the goat.
Obviously, yeah.
But yeah, there wasn't really that much character development because it was in such a small amount of time. Like, the time
like a week or so. So even though it was in such a small amount of time, there was still like a big thing that they went through. She figured out her dad was dead. She went on this adventure with this guy and she fought all these monsters and whatever. And just like with the relationship, like I felt that the relationship had progressed naturally.
I don't feel like their relationship was, you know, fast-paced either. They did go through a very, like, scary situation together, and at the end, like, all they did was kiss, and he was like, okay, I guess I'll stick around for a while in town.
Sometimes it'd be like that, you know? You stick together, but you stick together in a friendly way, and then
save room for the Holy Spirit.
Another thing with the characters was that I felt like their motivations kept flip-flopping a lot. Like, they were very honed in on, like, at the beginning, they both had their own motivation. Rin and Alice both were like, oh, I want this, oh, I want this. But while they were actually on the adventure itself, it kept flip-flopping between their different motivations. Like, Rin would forget her motivation and just completely go to Alice's, and then Alice would...
One moment they'd be charting a map, the next they'd be like, where's that cup? Where's that goblet?
Where's that cauldron?
Where's that cauldron?
The cauldron, somebody dropped it.
That's me imitating how they sipped from the water when they dropped it.
Are you immortal now?
Yes. Until further notice.
Can you unimmortal yourself?
When I die, I will no longer be immortal. If
you become a bone house and try to kill me, you bet I'm gonna cut you up and then throw you in a fire with some iron bars.
But
slant bars.
But why would I try to kill you?
I don't know. A lot of the bone houses were kind of mean, but they figured out that they weren't all mean.
Like the dad.
Just ones that were trying to mind their own business, but then Rin was all like,
yeah, I feel bad for like the people in the village. Like, they were just vibing. They weren't hurting anyone. Having a campfire. She went with an axe.
Could you imagine if you held an axe like this?
I mean, if you're cutting wood, you go,
No, you, like, use both hands because you gotta use all the force.
What if you only have one?
If you only have one arm, just grow another one. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get cancelled on our second video ever.
Apologize to the... We're so sorry.
Guys, we are so sorry. Hang on, wait. Cut this. Guys, I'm so sorry.
I like the fact that technically the bone houses are zombies, but it's like a cool twist on it, you know?
It goes with that like skeleton, gravedigger, misty forest aesthetic that I feel like this book really tried to capture. I feel like the author looked at one of those like mood boards on Pinterest with all those different little like pictures and was like, yes, I'm gonna write a book about that and make the writing as most aesthetic as I can, because that's what it felt like to me. I feel like this book was definitely more plot driven than it was character driven, because like I was saying, like we were both saying, the characters aren't super developed and there isn't that much development that goes into their character.
Yeah.
It's mostly just them going here, then going there, then fighting this, then fighting that, and like I said, their motivations kind of flopped around.
And you know, there's like your clear A to Z, and then there's all like the little subplot, the love interest. It was nicely developed and everything.
And their motivations flip-flopping kind of cued me in that it was catering to the plot, their motivations. So I could tell that this author probably prefers the plot. This book had minor sagging middle syndrome also, which I feel like if you were paying attention to your plot, that shouldn't happen so much. And I say minor because it wasn't super distracting, but I remember towards the middle I was like, okay, what are we doing? We gotta, come on, let's go. And then it picked it up back up again.
Yeah, I feel like it took a while to start.
That's what I was saying with like the aesthetic writing in the beginning. There were some like info dumps that weren't really smoothly like entered into the narrative.
Yeah.
Even though I completely stan the goat, I do feel like the moment that it came back to life, I was suspicious of Ellis, and I didn't completely grasp that he was the son of the people from the legend, but that was because the timeline was like kind of really whack.
Yeah, because I kind of had my suspicions, but I was like, wait, when did it even happen? And it was like what you mentioned.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be 18 years before the story happened, which is like however old Ellis is or whatever. So I didn't realize that it was that, because they kept referring to it as a legend, so I didn't realize that it was that close to their time. I was like, oh, so it happened way before. Well, maybe he's like a descendant, or maybe he encountered some of the leftover magic. I never realized that it was like 18 years ago until they said it like near the end, and I was like,
see, I kind of got it, but then at the same time, like, I totally get what you mean. Like, the time frame was just really confusing, which is why it kind of, when I rate the book, it lowers it down a little bit. So, I give the Bone Houses a 3.5 out of 5, or are we doing it out of 10?
Do you want to do it out of 10?
I feel like we've already done it, the other one's out of 5.
Yeah, the other one. I give it a 3 out of 5 stars.
So yeah, the reason why is because I kind of really like the characters, even though I don't tend to have that much appreciation for like the typical, ooh, boy, ooh, girl, ooh, together, happy ending. But like, I thought it was cute. I thought it had a really good plot, even though there were some inconsistencies like we mentioned. It was nothing crazier, and I liked it.
I give it a 3 out of 5 because, you know, like the things we've mentioned, the characters weren't super developed, they weren't super original.
Where's the flavor?
And the plot, it was pretty good, but it was also like the thing that it was based on was kind of confusing. And like we mentioned in one of our other videos, our only other video, we like when there's like, if you're gonna pull one of those plot twists, give some foreshadowing that makes sense. That's what we are going to specify here. Make it make sense. Don't just try to throw it in there, but like confuse us so that we don't actually know what we're trying to think of.
I really liked the whole zombie plot twist though, like, because it wasn't your typical zombie, so I think that's why it's a 3.5.
I did really like Alice and Rin's relationship. I thought that it progressed naturally, and that was probably the best character development. Yeah. So I don't think this author can't do character development, but maybe in other books it's better. But just this one, it didn't really hit home as good as well. Oh, thank you. You just poked my ribcage.
You're not welcome.
Cool.
So the next book we're reviewing is gonna be
Cinder by Marissa Meyer.
In the future, we're gonna be reading the rest of the series.
The rest of the series. It's on my TBR shelf. I got it from Thrift Books because in this household we stand thrift books.
We stand thrift books. We'll be reviewing it and letting you guys know what we think of it.
As we do in reviews. As we did in this review.
As we will do in
review. I mean, previous? I was thinking of a different thing right there. Like John Mulaney said, you talk, and now my ring just fell off. Oh. Anyways, I was making a John Mulaney joke and it kind of fell through. I'll insert the clip here if I feel like it.
So he was talking and I was waiting for him to be done so that I could talk, so he's talk. Like, oh, it's my turn next.
Drop some recommendations in the comments below.
If there's any book
what this looks like, I don't know.
If there's any book you want us to read, we will, and we'll tell you what we think about it.
Cool. See you next video.
Imagine being a little stupid head.